Yo, what's going on, world? It's your boy Najee from Cigar Talk, man. Today, I got a very special guest. First of all, we in the 375 right now, hottest showroom in the city. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Big drip. I got my man, G Herbo.
What's up with it, bro?
What's going on, brother?
My brother, you know you my brother.
Man, yo, you know you the first repeat guest I had, man. I had to do this shit. Yeah, we did this shit like a couple years ago.
I'm gonna become a serial guest, man. You know, that's a phone call.
That's a fact, man. Yo, first of all, this shit is just so dope to me because, like, we work together, like we putting shit together.
That's why
you know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
really weird that we doing this interview because we really work together like every day. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. But yo, so it's, I mean, we're gonna cover a bunch of things, but like, I mean, first, obviously, PTSD dropping this Friday. Big moment for you.
Yeah.
The first thing is,
and I don't want to cut you off. You called it, bro. You see, I put that snippet of a game bang and it's going crazy.
You already know. As a fact,
you said you knew that was going to be
I knew that one. You talking that shit. Yeah. But hold up. When the first thing I feel like off the PTSD that went viral, the cover was just like, that was a moment. Yeah. How did you kind of get that? Like, what inspired the cover art?
You know, I'm actually, I always had vision, bro. Like I always been an artist with vision that can see things through. It's just a matter of seeing it all the way through. Well, I ain't gonna say, I always had vision. It's just a matter of seeing it through. And I wanted to bring people into my world. That's why I named my album PTSD. I really have PTSD. I was clinically diagnosed with PTSD, and for these reasons. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just the cover alone, bring yourself into my world. You know 50 people, it's people who know 2 people dead. Like, these aren't 50 people that's just from Chicago. These are my 50 friends, 50 people who I actually shared experiences with, people who I've hugged, who I, you know what I'm saying, shared meals with, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that alone, just the cover, just, that's PTSD itself. You know
My nigga, 50 people is a lot of people,
that's
dog.
Crazy. People who went to war don't even know 50 people that died. And I really didn't understand. I didn't even know. Like, it's not like I'm walking around saying I know 50 people that died. I'm immune to this shit. It's so normal. I'm normalized by it. Yeah. It took for me to actually put them on a picture together for me to really understand. Like, I know 50 people dead, and I actually know more than that. It's people who I didn't leave out. I could have had 60 stars, but it's crazy. It's only 50 stars.
What you attribute that to? Is that just like some Chicago type shit, or is that like just, you know, your area? Because that's not like you said, that's not a normal thing.
It's definitely, I think both. It's Chicago and my area, and that's why it's so important for me to speak out on it, because there's so many people who come from these areas, who come from what I come from, and who are a product of, people who are actually products of their environment and are cool with it. You know what I'm saying? I think my neighborhood, especially or specifically, like, something about it, well, it just build lion-hearted people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna either make you or break you. Like, some of the people who I lost in my life literally made a legacy. Like, you know how they say hood legends, or you do whatever.
That's real.
That's real.
That's
like,
a fact.
You go in this neighborhood, these people gonna always, their names gonna always be remembered, gonna always be talked about 20, 30, 40 years to come. People, grandkids gonna hear about some of these people, you know what I'm saying? So it's important for me to do that, bro.
Absolutely, man. I mean, even in, like, listening to the album, it's a lot in there, it's deep. But the first thing that kind of jump out at me, man, is your use of the samples. Like, you using real nigga samples. Like, we got the Jay-Z intro, the Dynasty, you got the Jada Kiss in there. The outro, you got the
Beanie.
The Beanie Feel It. Like, what was that? Like, was that a conscious choice? Like, you just kind of wanted to be on it?
Definitely a conscious choice, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna give, you know what I'm saying, credit to Mick. He know, he know, like, what's gonna bring the best out of me, you know what I'm saying? And he really, like, you know, he saw it in me when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? So he knew that I was always gonna get to this point in my career. And it's really a matter of me just being comfortable with myself, because I got the confidence to know I could rap on these beats. But, you know, being an artist, we'll listen to the outside. Why you want to touch this beat? Why you want to do this? Why you want to fuck with legends?
You can't fuck up a beat, like, because that's a hard,
you know what I'm saying? Literally, and it's crazy. Kiss grabbed me, shook my hand. That shit hard. You know what I'm saying? He heard it. You feel what I'm saying? He like,
that's hard.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Jada,
That mean everything to me. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I do it. I don't do it for that. I do it for my own reasons. And I want Jay to hear my shit. I want Benny to hear my shit. Like, nah.
And then be like, right. That's a fact.
It's important for me to do that, bro. And I want to. A lot of my peers don't even know. They don't know that's a Dynasty. They don't know that's Beanie Siegel beat. They don't know, you know what I'm saying? So it's important for me to bring that to life because that's what I grew up on. I'm a child of hip hop.
Talk about the process, just because I feel like this album took you a lot longer to make than most of the other shit that you do. Like, just in terms of like when you kind of started it to it being here, what was that process like? Why did it take so long, Herb? Like, the fans is thirsty. We finally here though.
Yeah,
but
it took so long because it's not just music, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just a gimmick, it's my lifestyle, it's everything that I go through and everything that I want to shed light on. So I gotta be strategic about how I do it, you know? Like, you know, bro, we work together. I control my release schedule, you know what I'm saying? I could drop tomorrow if I wanted to, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's just a matter of really like making sure that you touching these people the right way they can see my growth, because I'm passionate about this shit, bro. It's like, I love being a rapper, but I don't take pride in just being a rapper or rapping or the glory of what we, you know what I'm saying, the box we put our rappers in on a day-to-day. Like, it's my music, it's gonna really help people. My music help people, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just moody music. A lot of artists, their music help people, but mine, I feel like help people on a different level. So I wanna be able to make sure I'm perfecting that, you know what I'm saying, in the growth. Like, my album, I feel like if I didn't go through a lot of the shit that I just went through in the past year, 2 years, PTSD wouldn't even exist. You know what I'm saying? So it's not only just my life and the PTSD, the trauma I've been dealing with, but let me talk to you about me dealing with trauma on this level, because you may think I'm perfect. You may think I don't deal with trauma. You know what I'm saying? You may not think that I'm emotional. You may not think that I cry. I'm a gangster, bro. I still cry about shit.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I want to be vulnerable and talk about that.
I mean, I thought it was interesting because you start off on the intro like, you know, I think you got a line like, ain't no itty bitty pill gonna heal a man. You know what I'm saying? And you talking about just like substance abuse and you know that you was on that. Like, how do you think, like, when we're talking about other kids that, you know, are affected by, you know, drug use and things like that, what kind of advice do you give them, like, in that space?
Lean towards it, man. Everything happened for a reason, good or bad. And this, I be feeling like a fucked up nigga when I say that, because I've been through some fucked up shit. And to say the shit that I've been through happened for a reason, it don't sit right with me, because it's not normal. It shouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying? So I think just in those situations, you gotta lean towards it. You gotta embrace your flaws, embrace your scars. You know what I'm saying? I was addicted. I was addicted to lean. I was addicted to pills. I was addicted. I went to detox facility. I went to those treatments multiple times. I went more than once, you know what I'm saying? Well, I really actually paid. I'm probably 50,000 in with
just paying that.
The first time I paid, that shit was 25,000 just to go. Just to go get clean. And I got back addicted, you know what I'm saying? So addiction is real, man. And I was saying, like, ain't no little bitty pill just gonna heal a man for a reason, because we lean towards this where it's like, this is my outlet to get through my trauma and shit like that, but it don't. You're not healing. You actually like substituting. It's
like a
reality.
mask, basically.
Yeah, it's just like you putting yourself in a frenzy, or, you know what I'm saying, a trance, for lack of a better term, because you don't want to deal with your reality. That's reality. That's reality. That's
you got to deal with it regardless.
Either way, when you wake up, you still gonna deal with these same harsh realities. You're gonna have these same problems when you're not high no more. Then you're gonna want to get high again. In actuality, it's not helping you. It's actually stalling you from healing. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta lean forward. You gotta embrace the shit. And I think when I did that the most, I'm able to, like, I'm thugging it out, because it's like, I know I'm going through this shit for a reason. I know I got a greater destiny, and I see it. So my message to, you know what I'm saying, the youth or anybody that's out there listening is embrace your flaws, embrace your scars, wear them proudly, and try to, you know what I'm saying, make everything better for yourself and your situation.
That's a fact. How much do you attribute it to? Because, like, you know, there's two parts of it to me, right? Like, you got the part where, like you said, it's people going through real shit and they trying to get an escape from it, so they're using. But then you got, like, the other side where it's, like, trendy, right? Like, I heard, you know, Juice Wrld had an interview one time where he was talking about how, like, you know, he heard DS1 from Future, and that shit made him be like, man, I'm about to sip something because it's cool. How much do we place it just on rappers, like, who talking about, like, you know, sipping lean and drinking? How much do you feel like responsibility they have with the music on that level?
Mean,
or if any.
You can say that, but in all actuality, we had the influence, we don't have the responsibility, because everybody makes their own choices on their own. It's people who listen to Future Dirty Sprite that never drunk a Sprite.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's your choice. You know what I'm saying? And I think we put too much responsibility on the artist, on ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm just saying that because music always been, now music is the demographic, and I can say, and you can attest to this because you've seen it, it's cool to promote guns, violence, drugs, and shit like that, but 10, 15, 20 years ago, it was cool to basically, in a way, I'm not gonna say sexual abuse, but like just disrespecting women, and
misogyny,
shit like
yeah,
that. You feel what I'm
that's the way
saying?
it was,
Like, that was trendy to disrespect women and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, now as today, even the most gangster rappers got girlfriends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like shit is just the influence that we put out where shit was cool. 10, 20 years ago, people probably mistreated women, did like this, smacked bitches up, treated them like nothing just because of music that they heard. So you can't really like say, oh, it's just the new generation rappers that are making people behave a certain way, because it's always been that way, and it's just the choices that you make internally as a person or man or a kid, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Everybody make mistakes, everybody make decisions off of what they think is cool, but I don't really I wouldn't say that it's a rapper responsibility, because I talk about drug use and, you know what I'm saying, I still smoke weed and do shit like that, but I'm also able to talk about me embracing and not being cool. Me knowing that it was something that, you know what I'm saying, I probably shouldn't do.
For sure.
So you got different
balance on that. Yeah, I feel that. So let's talk about, I want to get just into the album a little more. Now, obviously, like the title track, PTSD, man, that's a big fucking record, man. Big record. So we talking, we got, you know, Juice Wrld, Chance the Rapper, and Uzi. Obviously, you know, Juice's untimely death, you know what I'm saying? And he's speaking about real shit on there, like, you know, real shit on there. When you hear that record now, like, kind of, what place does it just like
crazy,
bring you to?
bro.
You know what I mean?
It's so crazy listening to that record now, man. And I feel like that's why it's so important, because that message needs to be heard. You know what I'm saying? These kids need to really understand that, for one, the mouth is a very powerful, you know what I'm saying?
It's a fact.
So it's about really being able to embrace your flaws in a way where you create balance, you know what I'm saying, in the world, is what I'm saying. So it's like Juice, one of those kids who was never afraid to speak on or embrace his reality, his drug addiction, his anxiety, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. It was real, you know, and we all deal with it. I deal with it, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of how you deal with it. But listening to that song is crazy. It's crazy. For me, you know, it's super crazy. It's very emotional. It's like an emotional roller coaster, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm sad listening to it. But bottom line, I just try to see the, you know, the meaning, and not even the meaning, but just like me being a part of that kid journey was so special to me. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was so shortcut.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna always be grateful for just.
I don't think a lot of people know that, like, how instrumental you were in terms of like finding Juice and kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you first heard it, like, how did you know? What was it about him that you was like, nigga, this is? I swear I never heard an artist ever in my life and been like, he the one, until I've met Juice, until I heard Juice music. I swear to God, if I'm lying, I'm dying. And I said that to him when I met him, when he was alive. He knew how I felt about him as far as his talent and what I thought about him when I first heard him. My DJ actually, like, was the first person to ever know Juice. You know what I'm saying? And he played it. I'm like, this kid gone. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know. I was just, something about him was just special from when we heard him. I ain't gonna lie. Like, Mick was there when we first ever played his music. We knew Shorty is gone. That he knew. Sometimes you get that feeling, you know. So what was it that made you? Because obviously, like, we saw, you know, he was signed to Grade A. Bibby was saying some stuff. What was it that kind of made you put Bibby and G Money on? Like, yo, nigga, check this out. It made perfect sense to me, man. Because, you know, we all from the same area, and I felt like we all stronger together, you know what I'm saying? And something about, I don't know, and I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't even really dwell too much on it. Something about Juice that just, I didn't want to, like, and it's not even because I'm so focused on, I'm just me as a person. I could never do two things that I'm passionate about at once successfully. I don't feel like, or more than once. So it's like, I could have just alley-ooped him to somebody or put him with somebody that I just knew that he could have got money or got in a situation with, but I knew to put him somebody that was close to me, that I cared about, even if I didn't want to, like,
you know what I'm saying, focus on it, you know what I'm saying, myself. And I feel like it was just a play to make us stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a real play where I wanted to build my team. And it all worked out, you know what I'm saying, how it should have, and if you ask me.
Absolutely, man. I mean, you know, another record on there that kind of really stands out is the Gangsta's Cry joint. You know what I'm saying? And that's important, man, because like, especially like, you know, as kids that grow up in the hood and in the city, like, you know, you condition, like you can't show emotion. You show emotion. Niggas is looking at you crazy, you weak, you this, whatever. Why was it important for you just to kind of, you know, be that vulnerable to make that type of record?
Because I'm 100% like fully confident and just, you know what I'm saying, masculine as a man, and I'm full of emotion sometimes. I've been through shit that makes you full of emotion. It's only normal. And growing up, I seen some of the most gangster niggas cry. You know what I'm saying? Like the toughest niggas in the neighborhood for certain reasons. You know what I'm saying? Shit that just bring that emotion out of them, and you would think that it's not cool. Like the guys who actually walk around with their chest poked out, like it's not okay to show emotion, are the ones who actually not secure with themselves, you know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of times where we may think it's not cool because we normalize by shit where, say for instance, me and you homies, and you know, a family member of yours passed away, and you come outside and you trying to grieve in front of a bunch of street niggas, and it's like, nigga, my brother just passed away a month ago, my uncle just passed away, nigga, my mama died when I was this and this, nigga, fuck is you crying for? You know what I'm saying? Toughen up. And that's not normal. That's a sickness itself. Like, nigga, you should be crying too. You went through all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And you probably do cry. But you just don't want to
not in front of
nobody know. So it's important for me to, you know what I'm saying, talk about that and embrace that.
Where do you think that comes from though, as black men, right? Because like, even like Paid in Full, one of my favorite movies, right? And he was just like,
you tough, right?
Niggas get shot every day, B.
Get shot every day, B. But it's like,
you know what I mean? It's just like that. But I feel like that's kind of where, you know, we as black men kind of condition. Where do you think that comes from? Like,
it comes from just, man, the ignorance that's put upon us by people who don't value our life. I don't even think it's from us internally. It's from people not valuing us to a level, an extent so much that we started to not value ourselves. And you know what I'm saying, like, just for example, that movie alone, people got mesmerized by that. Like, what you niggas get shot every day, you feel what I'm saying? And it's the truth, but it's like, nah, it's not normal for a nigga to get shot in the head and live. You should think about that and take advantage of that situation, because when you die, you don't come back. You don't come back. Niggas miss you. Everybody love you after you die. Everybody crying, but nigga didn't want you to really make the decision that's best for you to ensure your life, to ensure your safety. I think that just come from a long line of, you know what I'm saying, people being irresponsible and just careless with life itself, you know what I'm saying, in regards to just being together, you know what I'm saying, to uniting, where niggas, we just killing each other, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we don't really have no regard for self-preserving, self-life, you know what I'm saying, because it's just, it's a sickness. We immune to it. Niggas die so much. It's like, you can't grieve. You will really go through some shit a week before, or a day, two, whatever, and then it's like, life keep on going. The next nigga die, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it really become normalized, you know what I'm saying, where niggas just don't care about it no more.
Absolutely. I mean, I know another record, you had the Party in Heaven joint with Lil Durk. It's crazy just seeing y'all together, because like, even though you still young, right? Like you 25, I believe, 24, but it's like, you an OG to some of these young niggas. Like, we watched you kind of come up and see you and Durk. So, like, when you're talking about just like, you know, you being like an elder statesman, I guess, to the young guys and listening to that record, what is that like? Like, your outlook on the young guys?
I think my outlook, really just my role and, you know what I'm saying, what I am to Chicago, you know what I'm saying, it's just the world period is, when we came up, you know, we came up in the drill rap scene when it was like, we was young. I probably was 15, 16, and Dirk probably was like 18 or some shit like that, 17. We probably felt like, or thought that we was adults at the time, you know what I'm saying, because the shit that we was going through, the obstacles, the situations that we endure on a day-to-day, you really not a boy at that point, you know what I'm saying? You gotta swim with sharks, you gotta behave like a man, you gotta think like a grown man. But we was kids. We didn't have room to make mistakes, we didn't have room for error, because it was a spotlight on us where people looked at us like, you shouldn't be making error. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be making mistakes. You out here like a grown man, you thugging and shit like that. So I think it's just the growth. Like, I had to reinvent myself a couple times. Dirk then had to reinvent himself a couple times because we get misled by what the public perception of us is and what's really reality. Because we weren't really trying to like glorify none of the shit that was going on that was negative. We just trying to spread light on it. You know what I'm saying? And you saying like we get considered or looked at as OGs now because when we were young, like the shit that's going on is so unnormal in our neighborhoods. When we were young, 16, 17, we were like the adults. You know what I'm saying? So that next generation, 9, 10, 11 people, little brothers, they felt like they was the teenagers now. They experiencing what we playing with guns, having sex and shit at an early age. So that's why we consider OGs, because the cycle get to start and so young. By the time niggas 25, they dead already. Where the fuck are the OGs at? By the time niggas 25, 24, they in jail already. There's no OGs. So we really the only people that's out there left to fend for ourselves.
Do you see that? Is there a difference between Lil Herb and G Herbo?
Yeah, complete difference, man. Lil Herb was, look, you see here. Lil Herb, man, it was, man, Lil Herb was a motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was focused on the streets, bro. I was really willing to take everything that came with the shit, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like G Herbo and Lil Herb are still the same, but only thing is the aggression, the willpower that Lil Herb put towards doing something negative, G Herbo just gonna put towards positivity and really, you know what I'm saying, making a difference and getting the way he want to go on. Like, because I still had that same energy, that same will to be in the streets with some of the roughest, toughest, grimiest niggas in the city, and I always was able to stand on 2 toes and always able to survive in these, you know what I'm saying, different environments because of my will to survive. So I just use that same will to, you know what I'm saying, be successful.
I feel that. Let's talk about the Feelings record. You know what I mean? That's a record you was open, like you letting it all out on there. And I think it was interesting because you had a line where you was talking about like co-parenting and like, you know, when things get sloppy. And I think one of the interesting things about you was like, it feel like your relationships is always like public. Like everybody's so attracted to who you dating and stuff like that. Why do you think that is? How did you get that to where everybody's just like, we watching his, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. I don't even know that, now that you're saying it like that, it is true, to be honest, because it's like, why do you care so much? You know what I'm saying?
Does it make it tough though? Like you just kind of trying to co-parent in a situation where y'all are so much in the spotlight?
It definitely make it tough because you gotta behave for people who actually don't know what's going on, people who don't really care about what's going on unless it's really beneficial to them having some type of entertainment or excitement, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a double kind of like mirror or a double standard and such. So I just focus on like, even though the shit going on, I don't really like, I would never go prove myself to the internet. I'd rather prove myself to my girl. I'd rather prove myself to my son, mom, prove myself to my son, you know what I'm saying? Where I'm able to like embrace shit in a way where even if I'm wrong, I'm correcting those wrongs. Where it's like, I'm not gonna correct the wrong to the internet because you don't even know if I'm wrong or right, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that balance or that mindset just allowed me to maneuver and just, you know what I'm saying, coast through being in the spotlight with it and having or trying to co-parent, because first and foremost, my son always gonna be my main #1 priority. Everybody around me know that, and I act accordingly on that, man. You know what I'm saying? I come from a 2-parent household. My mom and dad been together forever. And I'm just being on the inside looking in, I see everything that my dad did right and that he did wrong. So I'm looking at that and I'm trying to like behave a certain way so I don't have to make those same mistakes, you know what I'm saying, that my dad may have made, you know what I'm saying, or that, you know, I see fathers all the time make, you know what I'm saying. My dad did a great job, you know what I'm saying, being there for me, but I'm just saying like, I'm not there, you know what I'm saying? I never had a day without my dad being in the house. I don't know what my mom and dad look like splitting up. So I gotta like try to behave a way where I'm learning at the same time, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just trying to do whatever I think is the next right thing.
How much has having a son changed you? Because like we be at certain spots, you know what I mean? Your little man be there and it's just like, how much has that just changed you as not just an artist, but like a man.
Yeah, it ain't about me no more, man. It's like I can't be selfish at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? And even though I'm not a selfish person, I'm able to, like, I always had that instinct in the back of me somewhere where it's like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? I can't do that no more because
Right.
I got a kid, you know? Everything I do gotta be, like, meaningful, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta make sure that I'm doing shit where I'm ensuring my son's safety, I'm ensuring his longevity and just life and going to experience and, you know, being a kid, being a father. So it's like, me being a father, it's important for me to just, like, be strategic. Everything you do is strategic, you know what I'm saying? How you carry your son's mom, how you carry your son's whole entire life, his whole well-being, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't really about me. It ain't about me at all. It's about him all the time.
For sure, I feel that. Now, I know that the outro, the joint, that outro, I like the outro,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
That's my
And
choice.
yo, you told this story on there, and I want to get more clarity. You said something like, it was a blessing from God that you was in the car, had a burn in the car, and they never searched it.
Yeah.
What was that like? What was, cause you
No, yeah, I ain't, man, my rhymes, if you listen, I'll be telling
telling,
you shit,
yeah, that's what I was saying. I heard, I was like,
Um,
damn, what the fuck? What was that
It's
situation?
crazy.
Like?
I've been having cars since I was 16 years old, bro, 17 years old. I never had a car in my name. I never really, like, used to have license. Even when I had license, I used to lose them and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, to be honest, like, that's why I got records, like High Speed. That was me. I used
Right, yeah.
I used to, you know what I'm saying, put myself in a position where I could risk everything just because I thought I was ensuring my freedom when I was really risking my freedom. So I don't know, my intuition, that's why I used it. I would usually high speed if the police pulled me over. Like, I
Right.
really got
Them
pulled
dashing
over.
on 'em,
I'm living
yeah.
downtown. I'm downtown in the heart of River East or some shit like that. I'm in
Yeah.
one of the nicest neighborhoods in Chicago. That's where I live now.
Okay.
And I'm on my way home. I mean, that's why I stayed at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm on my way home, and I got my son, mom in the car. She literally 8 months pregnant. I get pulled over. Of course, I got
So
my
you thinking
gun
first,
in the
like,
car.
I'm about to-
I'm like, man, I can't afford to go to jail right now. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I got everything going for myself. I'm not finna go to jail. Something told me, like, you can't crash or you can't get in that, because I'm the type, anything I do, I'm always thinking about the best possible outcome and the worst possible outcome.
Right.
So I know when I get myself in a situation,
You already
I'm
knew what it
all in.
was.
I
Yeah.
know what it is
Yeah.
already. So some couldn't let me put my unborn child in that position of, you know what I'm saying, being a high speed chase.
Yeah.
And I pulled over. I'm like, fuck it, I'm finna just go to jail. It is what it is. And I can't bond out. I just didn't want to go to jail. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for sure.
I pulled over. I'm in a Tesla. I'm in a nice ass car. I'm downtown. You know what I'm saying?
So you already looking hot.
Yeah,
like,
for some
yeah.
reason, like, he just pulled up on the side, like, you ain't use your turning signal or some shit like that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? After he flashed the lights, I pulled over. He pulled on the side of me. I'm like, man, sir, I'm just going home right here to this
Right.
block. And
Right.
he pulled over. But it's just my intuition, just knowing, like, you know what I'm saying? From that moment on, I just kept following my intuition. I knew I was here for a reason, because any other time I was getting pulled out that car. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know your heart was,
Yeah,
nigga.
it dropped in my stomach.
Right.
And she knew what was going on. Yeah, she
Yeah,
was right there. So
for
it's
sure.
like she knew I had a gun on me.
Yeah. Damn, nah, that's what's up, man. I mean, it's crazy just because obviously we also, we saw the untimely death of Pop Smoke recently, rest in peace. And just like, this conversation started stirring online with being like a rapper is a target, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas already think you got money and this and that. Like, how does that affect you just in the way you move and, kind of just trying to secure your safety, just being that things like that can happen?
Knowing that you are a target, and even if you're not a target, you should feel like that, because everybody not gonna always be happy for what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Even if it don't got nothing to do with money, like, you could just be going away to college. Somebody gonna hate. Fuck, this nigga think he better than us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I was able to, like, experience life at an early age. I was 19, 20, like Pop Smoke, and having money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think I was just always the guy that didn't really, like, you know what I'm saying, welcome that energy where you flash stuff. And not saying like that he did or didn't do that, but I'm just saying you have to always feel like you a target. Every moment is, you know what I'm saying, calculated. Right. And that's maybe because I've been through so much shit in my life. I always feel like somebody trying to do something to me anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like a nigga trying to kill me, a nigga want to kill me, a nigga jealous. You
Paranoid
know what I'm saying? Until
anyway.
you show me otherwise.
Right.
So I move like that. You know what I'm saying? I embrace people. I'm always open to stuff, and you know what I'm saying, to people I'm welcoming. But it's like, I'm only welcoming to an extent. I'm never gonna put myself in a situation where I'm jeopardizing my safety or anything.
Do you feel like that to you, like that? You kind of just get that hate for who you are, like, cause you know we been inspired. We was in the factory the other night, you know what I'm saying? You was deep in there, you know what I mean? Like, do you ever feel like that? Just like when you in the spot, like it come with that type of energy?
I come there already prepared for that. I already come there thinking it's gonna be that, or even knowing that it could be that. And even when you saw me in there, I'm cool, I'm smiling, I'm kicking it with my homies, but in the back of my mind, I'm prepared for any situation that'll come about. And I think if you don't move like that, you're not going to be prepared for those situations when they come. That's the point of, you know what I'm saying, like proper preparation gonna always prevent poor performance. Always, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm always expecting the very worst, even if I'm not up against it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I move. And I think that's just for me being through so much shit in my life.
That's a fact. I mean, I know you got to go, bro. I just want to know, like, after this, you know, this PTSD is about to come out this Friday. Sir. This is a big moment. You know what I'm saying? We finally here. Nigga, me and you both, man.
Wait, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Been on this
Let's
journey
go, man. This is a big moment. What do you expect from this? Like, because I always wonder, like, when you put so much into an album and into a project, you putting your all into it. What does the expectation feel like? Like, all right, this is dropping. What happens in your head?
A little bit, you always think about the recognition of what people gonna say in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? But I think what I learned in the past maybe 6 months, I wouldn't even say a whole year, I believe in myself. I know how much time, how many hours, how much effort I put in, how many sacrifices I make for shit to go the right way. So with me knowing that, I just believe, and it happened. Like I really believe my album gonna be one of the most significant albums that came out this year, or probably in the past 5 years. You know what I'm saying? And that's just for me knowing the time, the dedication, the sacrifice, the vulnerability of what I'm saying, the sacrifice for saying the stuff that I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm excited, man. I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for it to come out. I can't wait for people to hear my thoughts, you know what I'm saying, hear my feelings, just hear everything, and I feel like it's not just for me, it's for everybody, because coming from where I come from and coming from areas like that, 90% of us got PTSD.
That's for real. That's real. Yo, Herb, I appreciate you pulling up, brother. Man, it's a dope episode of Cigar Talk, man. This Branson got me feeling good. JB feeling good back there. Dope episode of Cigar Talk, man. G Herbo. Make sure y'all stream that PTSD 228.
Yes, sir.
We out of here. Blah!